Happy International Women's Day. This day takes place every year on March 8th, celebrating the social, cultural and political achievements of women. It's been a big year for us ladies since last March, so here's 10 moments over the last year that made us fist bump for women. In August 2019, the incredible gymnast Simone Biles became the first woman to complete a triple twisting double somersault on floor. Now that's hard to say, let alone do. The amazing move led her to place first in the all-around at the 2019 US National Gymnastics Championships.
Just keep making history, Simone Biles.
In music, Primavera Sound became the first major music festival to achieve a 50-50 gender balance lineup. I know you're thinking what I'm thinking. It took that long for this to happen? Sure, it took a long time, but Primavera did it in style. With the likes of Lizzo, Janelle Monáe, Robin and Miley Cyrus performing, it was a weekend to remember as Primavera showed off their new normal. Back to sport and the Women's World Cup in June. The final was watched by over 1 billion people, a record audience. The star of the show was Rapinoe, who walked the walk, earning the Golden Boot as the tournament's top scorer, but also talked the talk with her unapologetic political views and criticism of Donald Trump. Perhaps her most quoted line being, "I'm not going to the White House." It's sisterhood, not sisterhood, and standing up for all women is Munro Bergdorf. Back in December, the transgender model became a national advocate for UN women. Munro said that as an activist, this was her dream role, and she was honoured to work with an incredible organisation dedicated to ending violence against all women and girls. From one amazing woman to another, Greta Thunberg became the youngest person ever to win Time Person of the Year. The Swedish schoolgirl started an environmental campaign that turned into a global movement. She's addressed the UN, met with the Pope, and inspired 4 million people to join the global climate strike. Whoever said teenagers were lazy? Also fighting for education were the Muff Busters, who started up the world's first Vagina Museum. It opened in November, aiming to get the people of Camden and beyond involved in learning all about the gynecological anatomy. On a similar note, tampons, pads and other period products are now freely available to all state schools and colleges in England. The new scheme is part of the government's commitment to tackle period poverty, which can cause those from low-income families to miss school. It's a huge success for Amika George, the founder of Free Periods, who began campaigning to end period poverty way back in 2017. In October, the judging panel of the Booker Prize broke the rules by awarding joint winners. Luckily, it was rule-breaking at its finest, as Margaret Atwood and Bernardine Evaristo took the prize. Evaristo's win makes her the first black woman to win the Booker Prize since it began, and Atwood is the prize's oldest winner with The Testaments, a follow-up to her dystopian The Handmaid's Tale. Last but by no means least, one of the biggest moments was the presenter Samira Ahmed winning her equal pay case against the BBC. She was being paid 1/6 of what male presenter Jeremy Vine was being paid for a very similar job. Samira received praise from women across the media industry and gave this message.
I'd especially like to thank the 4 Dagenham women and the women of the Grunwick factory strike who fought for equal pay going back to the 1960s and 70s. I'm now really looking forward to continuing to do my job, to report on stories and not being one.